It's the Play No Games podcast. We the hardest working podcast in Portland, Oregon, man.
Play no
Game. Play
no
games. I'm not gonna lie, AJ would have made that. AJ harmonizes better out of us.
AJ does harmonize better.
He definitely does. He definitely pulls that up. But everyone, welcome to the Play No Games podcast /
show.
And we're back here again. We have an illustrious guest that we will let y'all know in a moment. But we got announcements to let y'all know. 2 big announcements. 1, we're building a studio. The location, you will never know. But next time when we have wonderful guests on, we gonna have y'all pull up to one of the best podcast / show spots, the best locations in the city as we continue to grow. So if you would like to help me, if you want to, Dr. Umar me, donations. And then on top of that, who else needs donations? Who else does the good donations? The Red Cross. Anywho, we need all of them. So $ Hero Bob, please help us grow as we try to build all of your levels or put you on a higher vibration when it comes to social situations, self-improvement, and ultimately having you be ready for your relationships. So, second announcement. Your boy got a partnership with Moxie Hotel. And if you're single and you're ready to mingle, we have an event, more or less. I have an event. It's called The Match.
The Match.
If you're looking for real intentions, real situations where you can meet singles and have a really good time, a great experience, food, DJ, the whole atmosphere, please. The link will be in the bio. Moxie Hotel, The Match. We're not just stopping at the Moxie. We're going to be at other hotels in the city, but that's something I would definitely want you all to know about. The Match. I'll have that more. But before we get into our very first segment and things like that, I have to tell you about a very, very, you know what? I'm going to say this. He's a street legend here. He's a street legend.
Let me blush up in here. Come on, man.
He's a street legend. And the reason why I say he's street legend, through his philanthropy when it comes to giving back to the community, raising hell on Twitter.
I do it from time to time.
Yeah, he has his own forte. And
I see what you did there.
That was good. Yeah.
I'm good at what I do. And I have my I'll just say this, solid human, solid guy. We have Tay Ford on the podcast / show today. Bring him in, y'all.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that, for real. Yeah, it's Tay Ford here. I'm just flattered that y'all even reached out to me. So, I'm excited about what we're going to talk about today.
As we've shifted things, I usually have in the back of my head, like when we do seasons, I have certain people that I kind of want on, and you were definitely in this season.
Now, before you go too far, can I ask, so with the match, if I were to potentially pull up, or, if I could just be asking for a friend right now, if you pull up and say you make a connection, do you have something set up with the Moxie where we get like some Groupon deals if things go well that night? And then, never mind. Let me stop.
No, time out. These are great questions to have.
You ain't thought that far yet?
I'm not gonna lie. I have a trip that I was planning, and I was trying to look for a place in LA, and I have this connection here, and I want to put on a good event before I start asking for more stuff. Yeah. Because we definitely want this to be a more regular thing. It's going to be a once a month thing. So let's just say this: you are, to me at least, and this is how I feel, you are more than just a person on the show. You cool people to me.
I appreciate that.
So my thing is,
real.
if you ask me, I'm gonna see what I can do.
Hey man, make it happen. I feel like the people need it for real.
Hey man,
damn right. Let's get them that room.
The room's actually nice. I've been up in there.
Oh yeah,
I've been in the one in Seattle. It's actually a dope spot for real.
I've been in the room, not sexually, but I just want to put that out there.
Thank you.
Huh?
Thank you.
Y'all crazy. Y'all crazy.
Anywho,
into our first segment, we ask every guest this part at the beginning. It's a series we call Play no games. Hey. I feel like a game show host every time. Okay.
Bring back AJ. AJ.
Whatever.
Oh. Go ahead.
Okay. So essentially, it's whatever you're not playing any games about. It can be good. It can be bad. It can be funny. Pop culture. It can be personal. I can start off as an example. What I'm playing no games about today is being a groomsman. It kind of sucks. I'll be honest.
It does. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
It sucks, dude. I have my buddy's wedding this Saturday. I've known him since elementary school. Great friend of mine. Getting married. It fucking sucks, dude. I haven't heard back from Men's Warehouse. It's Wednesday. I'm supposed to pick up the tux tomorrow. I went in on Sunday. They said it'll come Thursday, so hopefully it comes tomorrow. If not, I gotta wrangle up some.
wait, and when's the wedding?
This Saturday.
Oh,
Because they're like, we have a 2-day guarantee policy. And I'm like, okay, well, what if that doesn't happen? That, like, the money I've had to put into, the bachelor party and all that other stuff. I got to be at the wedding at 11 a.m. It doesn't start till 4. Like, I have to help set up tables and stuff. I'm getting work like a dog on my Saturday off.
Why is the groomsman doing that?
No questions.
honestly, I'm not gonna hold you, bro. Depending on the wedding, people carry stuff very differently. And I didn't realize this till I started to get asked to be in weddings. Like, when I would talk to my parents, my dad, with all his groomsmen, he paid for their tuxes. Yeah. And I guess that's like what traditionally is supposed to happen. But, depending on what your situation is, or if that's just not how you flow, it may be on you to take care of everything.
Yeah.
So.
I won't name any names. What I have to do, I'll just say this, did I have to pay for my tux? Mm-hmm. Yes, I did. But he's gifting all the groomsmen Nike Blazers as like a way to like make up for that, and like a way we can all match. Kind of equal, kind of not, but it's fine.
I mean, that's fire though.
Yeah, it's a good gift, and you know what? He's a buddy, so I'll do it for him.
And it's here locally?
It is like 40 minutes up in Washington.
Oh yeah, you good?
Yeah, but that's my take. Robert, if you want to go.
I'll just say this: I just like how symbolism like brings it all together. Like, I'll just say this, even though we're gonna get more into you in a moment. It's like, it's so like, you post like interesting things I save, and the reason why I'm talking about groomsmen in this moment, because we were talking like friendships, because when people talk about like groomsmen, my very first like groom experience being the best man had a lot of trauma associated with it when it comes to like friendships, when it comes to different things. It was like the precedent. You posted something about like friends and like, that's like a period of time. Yeah. And like I will always have that bookmarked about like not being sad about that time. And I remember a time in my life I was really sad because I just have like a lukewarm experience about being like a groomsman and a best man, because like the expectations was like they weren't there, and then like I just grew up like you said, as a groomsman you expect like I'm gonna do these things, this and that, and it was so interesting. It still wasn't enough for those people.
It never is.
Yeah, that's a tricky situation. Can I ask, like, how long had you had that relationship with the groom? You ain't gotta say no names,
or if you want to say the name.
I think I want to get further into my career, even though I like where I'm at with stuff. Yeah. And then don't get me wrong, I'll just say this. Not saying I want revenge, but I just want something before I, really start attaching names and associations to that. But I'll just say this. I've actually knew that person for like all of my life. And it's been a huge falling out. And it's like,
really?
Yeah, I've talked to you about it. But the reason why I bring that up, because I'm going to bring up more positive things, is actually shout out to my guy, J Lat Jordan. He just proposed to his chick.
Word, that's fire. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Is that what that thing at like the movie was and all that? Okay, very cool.
And I'm probably not going to be his best man, but I have an opportunity to be another groomsman. And it's probably going to be way better. So,
congrats to Jordan.
Congrats to Jordan. Congrats to your friend, and congrats to you, right?
Congrats to me about what?
You gonna be in another one this summer, right?
Oh, you funny? Nah. I was in one last summer.
You a wedding crasher?
Stop it. Nah, bro. Yeah, you funny.
So, what are you playing no games about, Robert? Or if Tay wants to go.
No, I'm the guest here, so
all right.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it's your house, so.
What do I play no games about? I think what I play no games about, I had it, and then we just kind of like went off on that tangent. And I was like, I'm gonna talk about that. I think what I don't play any games about is, I would say, truly. I'll go there. Klaus, I need a close up.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it? Perfect. I want to play no games about dating apps. Fellas, get off of them. I'm telling you this right now.
Amen.
That's cold.
Don't ever get back on them. They are all a trap. They're a trap. We don't win in the digitized world unless we go back to archaic times when you just slide in the DMs. That's the equivalent. But go out there, pull up your pants, and you be like, you know what? Hey, Shotty, you looking good. Say it in person. Don't do that digital stuff. Deaf the dating apps.
You know what's crazy, bro? I have a friend, and he's heavy on Hinge, heavy on Tinder, all that type of stuff. Oh, before I go too far, can I curse on here?
Yes.
Okay. All right, word. So I've told him, bro, when you're, say, 16 to 21, that's kind of okay. Once you get to a certain age where you're pushing 30, all that screams is little dick energy to women.
Oh, my gosh.
Like, you don't want to be that guy who's sitting at the other side of a club and then, kind of make eye contact. She's waiting for you to, come over here, or you're going to make a move. And then you get home and then say something on Instagram, hey, I saw you tonight. Like, you weirdo, just go. I look at, like, relationships or in, like, quote unquote shooting your shot at a woman or, whatever your preference is as kind of like a job application. What's the worst thing they can say? No. Now, some people are corny and can kind of, do the 10 with it, but, like my dad told me back in the day, you miss every shot you don't take.
1,010%, and I'm just going to push back. When I woke up today, my penis still there, very large. So I don't have little dick energy because I was on them dating apps. I'm pushing back on that. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Are you on them now, though?
No.
Okay. So
And I'll just say this, two perspectives, you and your father, or it's kind of like, I can even speak to it where it's kind of like, at least for me, I was heavy out there in the quote unquote streets, but also like, I can say from a guy's perspective, like dating apps is just like attention. Like, it's just something to do because I think I talked about this on the show multiple times where like I put maybe like 20K into building my own dating app. Like, yeah. Let's just say, I'm saving it to pitch it later into my life. But, like, this is kind of why I kind of moved to, another shameless plug to doing the match at Moxie, where it's kind of like, I just know a lot of dudes who, like you said, will be at the club, and it's just like the NBA. You leave, they average, hey, baby, they average, like, 12 hi babies, 2, like, ooh, damn, she got a fat ass, and 0, like, I'm going up there. Yeah. And I'm just kind of like, if I'm trying to, like, build, like, something that's sustainable. Like, a lot of guys really don't learn that skill of, like, being able to take an L or being able to, lose at a job interview. And that's when I see people, like, overreacting, like, oh, I can't believe, she's doing that, or he's following her, where it's kind of like, no, you just are trying to run away from something that you just have to do, where it puts the, the hair on your chest. So I just think for me, for, like, where I'm going with my career and things like that, I think I needed to man up for myself to not have a crutch on dating apps. Mm-hmm. So that's what I want to play no games about. I don't think I don't think I will never be on one ever again.
And let me clarify my statement too. I would almost say like if you on dating apps, like you were just like synonymous with little dick energy. It's more so like this is your only outlet to finding someone, and you are completely uncomfortable with like face-to-face interactions with folks.
I'm offended. You cannot walk that statement back. Now I'm offended. Nah, we just messing with it. Please, this is as you're a guest, please mess with us, because we're gonna mess with you. For sure. And then also something I want to finish playing no games about is actually shout out to you, AJ. Hopefully, when you're listening to this, you've won the championship. Congratulations. Yeah. You are missed. What's his team name?
I don't know.
Go Black people. Oh,
the Sharks?
The Rugby Sharks. Rugby Sharks.
Rugby Sharks. Rugby?
He plays rugby. He's up in Alaska, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fire. My cousin plays rugby out here, too. I can't remember what team, though.
Enjoy the COD up there.
You might know Dominique Harris.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Small town.
Bro, town small as hell.
Damn. That's your okay.
Yeah.
Anywho, to move the show along, what about yourself? What are you playing no games about?
Yes, sir.
All right, so let me, Cos, because I know you kind of like get this off. Is it playing no games about anything like relationship wise or just anything in life?
Anything in life? Anything happened to you today? Anything?
All right, so something happening right now that I just happen to, be missing. I don't play any games about my Boston Celtics. I know it's a very trendy thing around Port. I've been seeing a lot of posts about, Portland Celtics. Like, no, the Boston Celtics, I've been a fan of this team since I was 6 years old. I don't play any games about this team.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Get like, close enough.
But the thing is, bro, I get the support because, like, I know Damien, I know Aaron, I know Ime. I've met all these guys, had different levels of interactions with them throughout my life. My dad's cool with most of them. Mm-hmm. Peyton, he's not from here, but he's from West Lynn. So I get
PP3 baby. That's my side.
my dog. So I get like the local connections here. But if you wasn't with us when we had Jordan Crawford, Victor Claver, this ain't a championship for you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like I can't respect it, bro. And like having second, third teams, like it's nasty work. It's real nasty work. So. But we finna come home with this championship. It's long overdue. I'm not liking the narrative that this is like some young and inexperienced team. I mean, this is the first time this group has made the finals, but hell, this was Jaylen Brown's fourth time making the conference finals. This was Jason Tatum's third time making the conference finals. Prior to making the finals, Al Horford had played in the most NBA playoff games of any player actively to not reach the finals. Mm-hmm. So, we didn't see monsters before. That's like something I've been saying like time and time again throughout the playoffs. So for people to try to frame this like, they haven't played the vaunted Warriors, man, these dudes looked LeBron in the eye as rookies and took them to Game 7. They lost by 6 points. They knocked out no disrespect. They knocked out
my body.
Actually, no. I can't even say they knocked out. They cracked the brooms out on KD and Kyrie.
KD, I can't defend you. We
I'm not gonna hold you, bro. Like, when you see like viral clips on like some Frozen Moments stuff, and then you'll hear like, what's that Ye song? Father Stretch My Hands Part 1 playing. Let's me slow down like sports highlight.
Yeah.
That Tatum game winner in Game 1 was so crucial. I'm thinking like, all right, maybe if it took all that, this series might be harder than I was expecting. And then it wasn't.
Oh,
my bad. Sorry for this.
No. Hey, we were actually talking about this like a couple weeks ago, where like I know for me at least, I'm no like basketball savant or anything like that, but like it's kind of like when you watch it enough, like you pick up some stuff. Like I'll just say this, as someone who's watched KD his entire career, especially when he was in Texas too as well, where it's kind of like my one big complaint about KD, and like I understand, is like there's some times where you need to inspire your team. And my thing is when it comes to like the inspiration piece of like, I understand, and this is one thing I heard a clip from that I respect about KD. He's like, I'm not a leader. Like I respect him saying that. So you just know what you're getting into. He's like, I'm just a weapon. I respect that. So my thing is, I feel like we're really take him to the next level, in my opinion. I feel like the guys like Bruce Brown and I'm butchering the rookie we had. I think it's Thomas or Cam Thomas, I believe so.
Cam Thomas.
Yeah, Cam Thomas, Nick Claxton. Those guys will play harder for you if they see that, all right, I'm putting it all out there for you. And not to say that he's not. It's just kind of like, I think he has to lead differently. And leading like, I can drop 30 is different from a Giannis dropping 30 and 10, because in his press conferences, how he talks and when he's with his team, obviously I don't know the behind the scenes stuff, but like on the court, it's kind of like, I think you have to do it a little differently. And just kind of just going what you're saying, it's kind of like, it's hard for me to defend and or talk about KD right now because you didn't win a game at all. And you had the Heat do it. You had the Joker do it. And it's kind of hard.
I'll say this, bro. The matchup that they had against us, they didn't have the proper roster construction to beat us. So, like, it's almost like comparing apples to oranges, like saying, like, okay, like the Heat were able to beat us, or, Giannis was able, or Jokic was able to get a game off against the Warriors or whatever have you. when we're blitzing every screen that KD is going off of, and a guard or whoever is playing the wing on the backside in the dunker position is 6'1", 6'2". Because you got to keep in mind, a lot of their lineups will be lineups comprised of, like, say, Patty Mills, Dragic, KD, Bruce Bowen at the 4, who's only like 6'5", and then Nick Claxton or whoever they had running the big, whether it be him or Andre Drummond. He can't make a skip pass cross court, and that's getting through Marcus Smart, Grant Williams, or whoever have you was guarding that guy on the weak side. We off to the races and probably getting a pull-up 3 or an and one.
No, I agree. It was like we had 4. Yeah, it's not like they had 4 guards and then KD at the 5.
Yeah.
That's no excuse. That's poor. Kyrie, I'm frustrated. Well, at least we got James Harden up out of there. I saw that coming. Anywho. Hey, James Harden, I'll say it to your face. You fold like a lawn chair. Anywho.
Now, I'm curious. How are you a Celtics fan? Where's the connection there?
Bro, it's honestly very weird. So, obviously, like, I'm not a super tall guy. So when I was younger, I don't know what it is. I just got really, like, attached to bigger guards or wings that could do a lot of stuff. So, like, when I was younger, guys who were some of my favorite players, Paul Pierce was one.
Hell yeah.
That's really how I got connected with the team. And just, I don't know, when I was a kid, so it was just the colors, I don't know, whatever happened.
Yeah.
That became my team. But other guys I liked were, like, him, T-Mac, Penny Hardaway, LeBron, Kobe. Like, these are all guys that are between 6'6" to 6'10", 6'9", or whatever have you. As I got older, I became a pretty big Paul George fan when I was in high school when he was first like coming on. I seen him at Fresno State. He's a crumb if you want to talk about somebody being a crumb in the playoffs, but that's neither here nor there.
Hey, I got a top 5 Hall of Fame. But anywho, I'm not gonna say who's at the top because he may potentially be a sponsor in the future, but that's neither here nor there.
But now Tatum is my favorite player. Like, aside from him being on my team, is just his game is real smooth to me.
Yeah. The wheelchair moment. I love it.
Okay, I got a couple more things before we get into a little more about you and everything else.
Actually, hold up, I can't let you get that off, bro. I gotta push back on that. All right, I gotta push back on that.
I loved the wheelchair moment as a kid. That was one of my favorite.
All right, no, people be trying to flame Paul Pierce about that moment, and also won't keep in mind this man got stabbed 9 times.
Okay,
and was playing shortly after.
No, I love Paul Pierce. I'm actually one of the few people that still like. What is it? I defended Paul Pierce after his playing career too, when he was doing all the hot takes and stuff.
Bro, yeah, he gets dunked on a lot. A lot of that stuff he does bring on himself.
No,
and then he says stuff like, "I had to go to the bathroom."
Or was he on his Instagram live when he was doing that?
Oh, bro, that was so wild. That's when you knew he did not give zero.
Oh no, he wanted to get like
begging them to fire you at that point.
Yeah.
I said, well, this is what we doing here today, Paul Pierce. So I have something that I have for you. So I'm a fantasy, basketball champion. Like we've been doing this for like almost.
He's pretty good at fantasy basketball.
I'm fantastic at that. And I had an opportunity to pick, JT or Jaylen Brown, and I opted for Jaylen Brown because he can get some more fantasy points. But anyway, people always talk about being ready and superstars. I'm not going to put myself into this, but as a true Celtics fan, I want to kind of ask you, who is more of a superstar in your most honest, objective opinion, JT or JP?
And before we start, we had this conversation together earlier this week. I'm a JT guy.
I'm a JB guy.
Yeah. I would say, like, objectively, like, aside of
objectively.
me. Yeah, aside of me saying, like, he's my favorite player to watch now, JT, for a multitude of reasons. One, JB, even just on the defensive side of the ball, he's a really good on-ball defender, but there are times it's almost like his brain shuts off when he's off the ball, and it's like, bro, like, how'd you let that back cut happen? Yeah. And one thing that becomes really critical in playoffs, and I think you're seeing it in this playoff series more than any in the last couple of years, even though I hate this at times, tough shot creation is a skill you really can't teach.
I feel actually agree with that.
Yeah.
At all. And I think he's just a more versatile scorer from all 3 levels. For the most part, all JB's points really come from 3-point jumpers or direct layups. I mean, he has a pretty good package. And it's weird. He has like the weakest best handle I've ever seen in my life. It's either he's gonna get a JB. No, for real. Like, bro, stay with me. Jaylen Brown, he can pull off some crazy moves, but I also see him get stripped on ball more than any all-star level player in my life.
I think it's a really good point there, actually. Yeah. No.
Or just lose the ball, like trying to make a move and then it falls out of bounds.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell, hello.
He's not an all-star.
Oh, that's the
If CJ McCollum's not an all-star, Donovan Mitchell's not an all-star.
Are we really doing this today, guys? Wait, Donovan Mitchell is not.
If CJ McCollum isn't an all-star, which he hasn't been yet, Donovan Mitchell's not an all-star. In the West, no.
No, Donovan Mitchell, what you mean he isn't? He's been an all-star multiple times in the West.
I think twice, once.
Like 3 times. Yeah. My thing with Donovan, bro, I really think he's playing out of position, and because of him being so short, it kind of and they already don't have great size at the wing or athleticism.
Yeah.
If he shifted up and they have another 6'5", 6'6" shooting guard there, life becomes much easier for them building out their roster. I'm expecting him to be gone, honestly, within the next year.
You think he's leaving or Rudy's leaving?
I think they're going to attempt to move Rudy this summer.
Yeah.
And convince him that we can reconstruct this thing.
Yeah.
He's all but telling folks that I want to go home.
Exclusive.
Go home.
No, I mean, he was New York.
Yeah.
No, he was even on live. Who was it? I want to say it was with Mo Bamba. And they was kind of like joking about it, like, oh yeah, it's time to make that move back to the Mecca.
My man Mo Bamba.
Yeah. I want to say it was Mo. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So JT.
Yeah.
JT. Oh, so JT, perfect basketball build.
Yeah.
The dude's
he really is.
The dude is a literal triangle. Like the way his shoulders to his hips, it's perfect.
And he put on a lot of muscle.
He did put on a lot of muscle, yeah.
Now I will say this: the gap between them isn't like a sizable one when they're both on.
All right. Yep.
I'll say these finals, JB's
been playing better this finals.
Better than JT.
He's currently right now. If not, Rob, we're not putting that dark energy when the Celtics win because I need them to win. Jesus Christ, I need them to win.
Hey, I do too. So
hey, when the Celtics win, I think right now, unless Tatum pulls off, because I say I have on a bet, I have the Celtics in 6.
Smart
Man, quick side note, I had so many people be like, "Oh, the Warriors are going to win Game 1." I was like, "Have you seen the Celtics,
bro?
Have you seen those monsters?"
And the thing is, bro, I'm not even trying to like make no excuses right now, but obviously, like you've watched the playoffs this year, we've dealt with a lot of injuries, and guys are like limping into the finals right now. If we were fully healthy.
Robert Williams was healthy.
Yeah, like if Rob walking around like he could barely even move right now. Like, I know he's gonna get his knee cleaned up as soon as the series is over. Marcus probably get some work done on his ankle. Like everybody just needs a month away from basketball once this shit is all wrapped up. But I'm expecting us to win this in 6. Right now, like you said, JB will probably be Finals MVP.
Yep.
If stuff plays out how it is, but it's a long series. I mean, I've seen Warrior series a few years ago where Steph looked like he was gonna be the MVP. Up until about Game 3, then Kev just left Earth.
Oh my gosh, Steph Curry choking again. Oh my god. Yeah. What? You called me from the parking lot? Hello, Draymond. Yeah, you sucker. Anywho, I say it, Katie. I'll defend you. I'll be the muscle. Draymond Green, you punk bitch. Anywho,
show the camera the shirts.
I'm actually wearing KDs today.
You wearing
not just the YouTube KDs.
Yeah, KD. One of these days when I meet you, man, hopefully we become natural friends. But
never meet your heroes, man.
Quick question.
Never meet your heroes.
Quick question. I'm biased as a fan. Cost answer this as well.
Yeah.
Of the Nike signature athletes right now, where does he rank as far as his shoe?
Performance or aesthetic?
Aesthetic.
It's up there. I'll be honest. I'm not a huge KD guy, but I say Kobe's number 1.
Oh yeah.
I'm happy they re-signed with Kobe and they're gonna keep making them. I'm trying to think. You know what? I like Giannis more. The aesthetics of the Giannis brand. So I'll put that 2.
Like the Freak 1 is what's kind of fire.
I have the Freak 1s. The Freak 2s are I'll put KD 3rd.
I don't know.
And then I think I like it more than Kyrie's.
Kyrie got some heat, bro.
Yeah.
The thing is, the performance of the KDs though is probably number one. Maybe maybe Kobe's are one.
I'm actually gonna have to do a put. I want to say I disagree. I've worn KD's basketball shoe for like years, and I just switched to the most recent Kyrie like basketball shoe, not for luxury. Yo, my ankle, I got ankle support like I've never had before. I'll be stopping on a dime. These Kyries, I was like, I need to get the exact same pair. They may not be like my shoes. I don't know, because I am shooting like J. Poole J. You know what I'm saying? The last 3 months, I've been crazy. But yeah, I would say these Kyries I'm wearing for basketball have been the best basketball shoe I've ever had.
Either of y'all played in Paul George's before?
I've seen them. I like the early generations of the PGs.
Bro, they really like that, like for real. And like, I slander him a lot, like, but
Like the PlayStations.
Okay.
but yeah, no, I really like that for real.
It was good what he was doing with those PlayStations back in the day too,
Yeah.
dude. Those are fire.
Yeah.
I actually would have bought.
I had a
You
pair
had
as
the
well.
pair?
Yeah, I
The
ended
gray
up
ones too, specifically like the gray PlayStations, like the retro.
Yeah, I ended
Those are
up
good.
selling
Back when
them.
basketball shoes were good. Now they're okay.
Nike basketball
They don't
is-
have the hype they used to.
Yeah, Nike basketball is so dead as a department. Like, just like the money. Well, I shouldn't say this because I don't work on the inside, but like it seems like the money they put into it just isn't there. Like, do you remember when we was younger, like the iconic commercials we would see for like Jordan's frozen moments with the 12s, or like Penny's little Penny commercials, or Barkley's
The Kobe commercials
bro,
too.
come on,
Different
bro.
beast, same animal, or different animal, same beast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even like the Nike puppet commercials with LeBron and Kobe.
Yeah, dude. No, you're spot on. It's same with like Adidas basketball. Like Adidas basketball's almost dead.
They just roll shoes out. Like, I don't even know.
They're on like the Dame 8s at this point. I don't know what's going on there. Like,
What you say? Keep saying more interesting things about Damian Lillard. It's your friend.
I'm a Blazer fan. I'm a big Damian Lillard
You gonna talk
supporter.
about his shoe like that? How's he ever gonna? Come
I'm
on
sorry,
the
dude. It's not
podcast?
his fault. It's Adidas. They're making them cheap so people buy them.
He's not ever gonna come to the podcast anymore because you talked about his shoes.
Dame's early shoes, honestly, like, I love them. Like probably one through like 5.
1 through 5, I think. Yeah, I had the 3s. I had the 4s. I had the 5s. I think after the 5s, I kind of.
I really wanted the Bape 4s. I never got them though.
I had an opportunity and I passed up because I was like, these are overrated.
Wait, I hinted some like tension there. Like, how you feel about Dame?
No, what are you talking about? Actually,
He hates the Blazers.
there
the
we go.
Blazers.
He hates the Blazers.
Okay. Long story short, I've actually never said this on this podcast. The reason why my Blazer hate I say the front story is how they did Rasheed Wallace dirty. That's number one. And then I'm happy Rasheed got his ring. Shout out to Rasheed. He's going to be coaching in the NBA very soon. I can feel
For
it in
who?
me bones.
The Lakers. No, he actually
He signed it?
Oh, I thought he already signed, or he just got offered the position.
I heard that they rescinded it, but they're talking to him.
Either way, not to cut you off, bro. The fact that he's been so open with like his disdain for LeBron James, I don't understand how like y'all think
Wait! He's right!
how this is gonna be
A secret
good,
agent.
bro. No, like he's done videos with Michael Rappaport, like more or less. Fuck LeBron James. Fuck LeBron James. Like, bro, like how is this gonna work?
Wait a
spot
second.
on,
I
yeah.
forgot about that. That makes sense. Oh, see, okay. Reason why I dislike the Blazers. Number one, the way they did Rasheed Wallace dirty. One, because I actually had a personal relationship when Rasheed was here. I met this guy 5 times, and each one of those 5 times, he made that experience so unique. And each time, he was like, Rob, if you want to hoop, but like, be better, do better. You could do anything. And hearing that from Rasheed Wallace, that just meant a lot to me. I was like, dope. So, number one. Number 2, Blazer fans, y'all be ratchet. I can't go to the game and be in peace. I can't root and be like, yeah, good job, KD. And then y'all talk about some irrational shit like CJ McCollum's an all-star. Or y'all gonna win the championship. Or wait a second. KD out, Curry out. Wait, I don't know how y'all up every third quarter and y'all still lose to the Warriors without KD or whoever was missing. Y'all just, there's that. And then last but not least, shout out to Little Robert. I remember one time when I was a kid and I had the season finale of this TV show that I really wanted to
Sailor
go.
Moon.
No, it wasn't.
What show was it?
G Gundam, if we're being.
Oh, it's G Gundam.
It's called G Gundam. Anywho, long story short, I was getting on the Max downtown. The Max conductor said, because it was a Blazer game, he was like, you guys, stop getting on the Max. We've passed the weight limit. everyone just kept getting on. Yeah. And I missed my show because of belligerent Blazer fans. It was delayed. And I couldn't walk across the bridge. You know what? Because I need to take the Max further down the road. So it wasn't one of those things like, oh, get on the bus.
Yeah.
No, I need to take the Max. So fuck Blazer fans, and we have beef forever.
I mean, I can't blame you, bro. It's like, I don't know. Blazer fans, maybe it's just the ones I know. They attack me publicly, and like Carlos is looking at me crazy right now. They attack me publicly, and they'll try to get into like almost like penis swinging contests with me. Like the last time y'all won some, the last time they won something was the 2018 Summer League Championship, and that's probably the closest they're gonna get in my lifetime.
We gonna be in heaven and be like, man, Fire Blazers won.
Yeah, exactly, bro. And it's like irrational takes between like, you know, no disrespect, but like Nurk being a top 5, potentially being a top 5 center in the league.
At one point.
Come on, dog.
Not now.
Come on, dog.
At one point.
In what year?
Like 20.
When he got drafted, he wasn't even the best center on his own team.
No. It was for a while. It was Jokic, Embiid, Nurkic.
What year was this?
2018.
Karl Anthony Towns was alive and breathing.
He wasn't winning games.
Oh man.
They wasn't winning games because of Nurk.
Yeah, we were. That's when we had Nurk
So, hold on,
fever.
hold on, pause,
That's when he was
no,
doing
no,
good.
pause,
Before he
pause,
snapped his leg.
Pause. I'm not letting you get this off. Okay.
Okay. Go on.
So if I'm Minnesota's GM, you're Neil Oshler
Yeah.
at the time.
Oh damn.
Okay. All right.
I'd love to be Neil.
All right. We call y'all straight up. We want to do a straight up swap, no picks, anything
Yeah.
included for Cap for Nurk.
Yeah.
Are you doing that deal?
If I'm Neil O'Shea.
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, you smoking crack over there.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'm
Yeah,
joking.
okay.
For the younger, yeah. But for the potential,
Yo,
you take Cat. But for winning
Statistics-
games and for fit of the team, no, I think Nurk would made it with Dame and CJ in the front court, him in the back court. I think Nurk fit that team better than Cat would have because we didn't need a stretch big.
And this is why I get upset with Blazer fans, because this is probably what they said before they took Greg Oden over KD. You know, the potential. It's always the potential.
I still take Greg Oden.
No.
At the time,
No.
At the time, I could get why it would make sense. It was obvious hole at center. People also had questions whether or not Brandon Roy and KD could coexist on the court together. Granted, nobody knew a year later he would be playing on a team and they would draft an even bigger ball stopper. So, I mean, that's neither here nor there.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. On that dude, I got a hot take. Well, it's not a hot take. I've been saying this since December. After his contract is up this year, Russell Westbrook has 2 options. He can either go to China or go be a family man. I think this basketball shit is over for him.
Think it's over.
Wow. You think G
unless,
Oh, go ahead.
I'll say if he takes a minimum, someone will take him.
Why?
Why would he take a minimum?
No. Why would someone take him? To do what?
Because he puts butts in seats.
To do what?
Ride the bench. Be a 6 guy. 6
All right.
man. He could win 6 man of the year. He could be a guy that brings in electricity off the bench if he accepts the role, which is the big if. But I think he could totally come in and be like Jordan Clarkson.
If I was 6'5".
Okay.
All right, so y'all remember when AI retired, or he didn't even retire? He got forced out the league around, what was that?
Oh, I see what you're
2010. It was
doing.
around
Yeah.
year 13. Same point in his career. At a certain point, with certain guys, the league will say, "Fuck you. It's time for you to go home." I just like looking at the landscape of the league. If you can name me a team that makes sense, I'll hear it. When I've gone through each one of the 30 teams in the league, they either have a veteran point guard already in place, or a young guy they're developing, or it's why the hell would I bring this guy on and have him teach these no disrespect again, but teach these bad habits to a team like Houston.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell am I bringing him in here for?
My brain.
To do what?
No, not Houston. But the Mavs. 6 man on the Mavs.
Why would I?
Mark Cuban ain't dumb.
No, bro.
Mark Cuban ain't dumb. He don't want none of that.
I'm not a big Russell Westbrook fan. I'll be honest. I don't like the guy. I don't have nothing against him personally. I don't like his play style. I don't like how his career is shaped up. I still think he brings value if he's willing to adapt like Melo did. If he's willing to adapt and accept the role as like an electric guy as like sixth man, I think he could bring value.
The thing with Melo, though, he still has a refined skill that he can like still spot up and shoot.
Okay.
If Russ doesn't have the ball in his hands, it might as well be one of us three out there. And I've also been saying this too. My friends think I'm going crazy. I really think he's losing his eyesight. Like, I'm not joking.
Interesting.
I'm not joking at all when I say that.
Okay.
Like, I've never seen, like...
Do you see more glasses post pregame?
No. Like, the stuff he was doing this year, I didn't think was possible for a professional athlete to do. Like, it's not just like, okay, like, people miss, but it's like you're shooting on the left side of the basket, and instead of it, going far wide, or like,
or overshooting,
or just like undershooting or whatever. Mm-hmm. He's hitting the bottom side of the right side of the basket. And it would be one thing if this was like a highlight reel from somebody's career. This was all within like 3-4 months.
I see what you're saying.
His free throw shooting percentages went from like consistently 85 to 80 or so to the last, I'm going to say 5 or 6 years. He's been shooting like prime Ben Wallace.
Yeah. That's not a bad point. No, yeah.
Like, I really think his vision is going, bro. And like even like some of the turnovers, it's like there's no way you thought that was getting through, unless your depth perception is just off right now, which would make a lot of sense to me.
We talked about this on the show. Shout out. We talked about this, and something we'll kind of get more so like in like the back end of our show, because I definitely think you're a perfect person to talk about when it comes to like ego and like masculinity, where like I think off the court, want to say this because I've always been a Russ fan. Off the court, I think he's like a solid person, but never in his career has he been coachable. Never in his career has he been like, oh wait, I can talk to you about this because it's my way or the highway. And like when men get together, or at least I'll even just say how we all got together. We are like, oh, here, we're talking. We're not having a pissing contest. We're not being like, oh, I get these women, or I have this type. We're just being in the space. And I feel like when you come up how Russ did, where you come up in those areas, it's hard to deprogram yourself to being like, this person's like, yo, we need you to do something different. And he's going to be like, nigga, what? I mean, black person, what? I'm cutting down on my N-words. You don't have to. Yeah. Not because I don't say that off camera, but I'm just cutting down on mine.
Yeah, no,
professionally wise. But anyway, It's just kind of like, it's a skill to be coachable. It's a skill to be like, all right, this is not working. He just doesn't have it. And that's where like, I kind of agree with you bringing up the AI thing where I'm like, I could see a team doing that, but I don't also see Jeannie Buss cashing them out for $47 million. She ain't that dumb. They gonna let him get all that? No.
I mean, he signed the contract.
But
they signed the contract for him.
I'm saying for them to buy him out so he can just go home.
Oh.
That's what I'm meaning.
Oh.
Because he has one more year. He's
but that still goes towards their salary cap.
Yeah, them at this point, if they don't find a trade that makes sense for them, they might as well just let him walk.
They could buy him out and let him walk,
or buy him out if they can. But also, if I'm Russ, why would I even allow you to buy me out? I'm taking a haircut. It's the end of the season. If I'm here, I'm gonna get this 47 mil as opposed to this 33 that you're probably gonna offer me.
Yeah.
Well,
can I defend Blazer fans for a second?
Oh,
2 points.
Huh?
Okay,
2 points. Okay.
Go on.
First off,
Blazers in 7.
this is just super quick. One. Here, wait. Let me get the camera going.
Oh, he's getting his own close-up.
No. I'm getting everyone this right.
All right, get your clothes off.
One. If we were located in somewhere like Utah or Indiana or anywhere else, you'd have the exact same gripe against those fans. Let's see, if you guys both lived, like say in Indiana or in a mid-tier market team, Charlotte Hornets, and you still loved Kevin Durant, you still have the Celtics, you'd have the same gripes about the local fans there because that's how local fans are. So I don't think this is a Blazer-specific problem. 2, I think it's very easy to be a fan of the Boston Celtics that you picked early, 18, right? 18, 17 championships. Kevin Durant, number 2 overall pick, whatever. All his accolades.
Rasheed Wallace fan. Calm down.
Whatever.
hold on.
Well, here's the thing. He already has a backup. Once Kevin Durant retires, he's got the ball.
I'm
family.
gonna push back on that. Boy, I sat through a 16-win season. You know how long that shit felt?
I sat through the Blazers my entire life.
I have no comeback plan. I got no comeback plan.
For me, I think the reason we are the way we are is because we choose to, for lack of a better word, cheer for a poverty franchise.
I'll say this shit all the time.
We choose this pain because when they win, it means more to us.
But it's like, why do you accept incompetence?
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Why do you accept incompetence from?
Because it's my community. I'm sorry. At the end of the day, the Blazers are part of my community.
No, but it's almost like Knicks fans letting James Dolan just run their team into their franchise into the ground. If you keep on supporting them, they think this is okay.
He's a Knicks fan too.
They're my second team.
He loves
No, it makes sense then. It's like you are related to basketball, but off of basketball.
Yeah.
Like, do you stick in like abusive relationships? I mean,
No.
like,
I'm not a glory chaser. I've never been a glory chaser. It's not my. I would rather pick something when it's not the best, or when it's you've seen like there was previous glory, there was previous charm there, and it's in a rough period. Like I'm a Liverpool fan, but I don't know if you watch soccer.
Yeah,
at all. I started cheering for Liverpool in like 2011. When they were like in the mud, when they were like 8th place. Steven Gerrard was the only good player. We had Ricky Lambert up top at one point, Mario Balotelli, Borini, all these shit players, and then now we're playing in the Champions League. And I guess I feel a bit of pride in that because I supported the Liverpool before LeBron invested in Liverpool, and now everyone's talking about LeBron being a very Liverpool. Fuck that. But, so for me, that's what I see. So that's what I like the Blazers because if I wasn't a Blazer fan, I'd probably still choose a mid-market team. It's what the wins mean more. The wins mean more. The success means more.
I just want to give you a hand clap because that was well thought out and well played. But I'm gonna stop you there. I have gone to one Laker game, and I obviously was wearing a jersey of another team and had a pleasant experience. People were like, but wait. People were like, your team sucks. And then I was like, we're winning the game. And then we shook up and we left. But when I go to Blazer games, I got the beer that's half drinking. They're bringing their problems. KD sucks dick. And I'm just kind of like, shut up. My thing is when you, and maybe this is, or it's kind of like, the Blazer fans, to me, you guys disassociate and have this delusion of grandeur. It's kind of like, I don't want to say you all are like bipolar, but like, you're all crazy. Because these expectations, like my expectations for Rasheed Wallace is to win one championship. And that was a mid all-star level player. My expectations for KD, I still have it there, is you got to have more championships than LeBron.
that's not happening.
Stop. I boy can dream.
I can guarantee you, it's not.
No,
happening.
next year's gonna be crazy when we get Ben Simmons. All right,
Only 2 rings in 1 year, right?
Yeah, you're right. Anywho, my expectations for LaMelo is for him to win a championship. My thing is, I am being realistic. You Blazer fans aren't. And when we try to have regular basketball conversations, we can't get here because you believe CJ McCollum's is all-star.
If he's in the East, he's an all-star. Statistically.
Over who?
I don't know. We have to pull up.
We had to stop with this. Listen. We
Okay.
had to. No,
if,
we got.
if
No,
after the show, I'll pull up the list of
Right.
Eastern All-Stars.
Listen, I've had this conversation multiple times. Is he better than DeMar DeRozan?
Ooh. When? Right now?
The minute they laced up their basketball shoes, what you mean when?
I'm talking like is there a specific season?
There has never been a season.
No, I'll give it to DeMar. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bradley Beal.
Is he better than Bradley Beal?
Ooh.
Come on, if you're thinking of...
I'll give it to Bradley Beal.
Okay. Those are just two.
Okay.
Is he better than Trae Young?
What? I don't even. CJ's played.
Is he better than Trae? Almost averaged 30 and 10 this year.
No, he's not better than Trae Young.
Okay.
Okay.
That's 3.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler?
Jimmy, the years he's listed as a shooting guard, is he better than Jimmy?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Okay, no. I'm not gonna give it.
Okay. Is he better than Kyrie?
No.
So that's 5 right there.
Yeah.
Is he better than Ben Simmons?
Yes.
Oh,
He's a better scorer.
Better score.
You know what? I
Better
don't even-
playmaker.
He's a better what? What was
Not
that last
better
statement?
point
What was that last statement you made?
I said playmaker. I know what you're gonna say. Ben Simmons' last 2 seasons has not been the playmaker he was the first couple seasons.
yeah. When you play, my stomach hurt. When you play for my stomach hurt.
I say his past season just because he didn't play, but either way, that's at least 5 guards. Kyle Lowry was also in that Mets. There was some years.
CG better than Kyle Lowry. I was
See,
CG.
Kyle's more toughness.
At sampling.
He's got a bigger butt. That's what he's got.
Pause.
Pause on that. Yeah.
He better at sampling wine. But,
Okay, here I go.
That was crazy.
Okay.
He's like, hey,
Chris Middleton or CJ McCollum?
Chris.
You guys both got Chris?
Chris.
I think Chris is CJ or CJ's Chris if CJ's 6'8",
Well,
but he's 6'3", 6'4". I think they're very identical players.
He's probably closer.
He's probably like 6'1" and 6'2".
Yeah.
I've met Dame. Dame's like 5'11", really. They give him a lot of inches. They give him a lot of inches.
Yeah.
I know, same height as that guy. Cool.
Yeah, no, Dane probably only like 6 foot.
Okay,
Like
so,
six-
we're close to him.
I could look him in the eyes. It was interesting. I was like, whoa,
I
what?
can
Hey, listen, it's 6'3", and that's the one reason why it's hard for me to ever like take y'all serious as far as like being a real contender. Like when your best player is a long 3 merchant.
I like that you used the word merchant. I actually really like that.
Yeah.
Long 3 merchant. Come on, man.
I've been snorted a very long time.
He's a bro, like he is, and that's like a good majority of his game. When it comes to playoff time, the defensive matchups you're seeing are a lot different.
It's awful.
The looks you're seeing are a lot different.
Yeah.
And when the rest of your roster is anything from, no disrespect to any guys, but older Pat Connaughton, or younger Pat Connaughton rather,
Yeah.
Jake Layman, Alfred Camino,
Yeah.
Mo Harkless,
Dogs, all of them.
Oh my god.
Come on, name me some other guys. They got, Rodney Hood,
Zach Collins.
and shout out to the remains of Zach Collins.
We got his best years. I can say
Yeah.
that.
But it's like, who else on this team is making a play?
No, I understand.
Gary Trent Jr. Oh, y'all got him, right?
And that's another reason why, like, this is just another form of incompetence. All right.
50, okay.
All right. So you guys had Gary Trent Jr.
I know.
on
I know where you're going with
Yeah.
this.
They're getting paid. They're both getting paid the same amount per year.
I'm giving this to you.
You extended, or you traded for Norman Powell to give him 2 extra years.
Yeah.
He's 5 years older. Just to then flip
Worse
Norman
on defense and everything. Yeah. No.
Yeah, just a
I didn't like the trade from day one. I would take Gary Trent back in a heartbeat. I'd kiss him if I could.
And see,
Pause.
Guys, you are on fire today.
And see, bro, like the thing is, if y'all were going to put all your chips in the middle of the table and just say, F it with this core, we're going for it,
Yeah.
the trade makes sense. But then to trade him 6 months later.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. For peanuts. I'm not happy. I don't like that we kept Joe Cronin. I want the team to be sold to Phil Knight more than anything. If that deal goes through, I'll be happy.
What happens with Uncle Phil? Like, respectfully, did all his kids pass? I thought so. Or am I tripping?
Matthew Knight passed away. I know that. I think he's got another daughter though.
Okay.
But
Only
either way,
reason
it's not just him though.
Yeah.
It's also the co-owner of the Dodgers.
Yeah.
The other co-owner of the Dodgers just bought Chelsea Football Club, and the Dodgers, if you know, are run beautifully. The Dodgers are one of the best ran franchises.
Yes, we
So
are. I know I got the St. Louis hat, but I'm a Dodgers fan.
You're a Dodgers fan?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Matt Kemp was like, he's really how I got into watching baseball.
Matt Kemp?
Yeah, like my grandpa's a huge Dodgers fan just because of like Jackie Robinson and all that shit. But
Fair enough.
how I got into baseball was just watching Matt
So,
Kemp.
wait, Celtics for basketball, Dodgers for baseball. You a Patriots fan for football?
No, I'm gonna get clowned if I say it, but
What is it?
I'm a Cowboys fan.
Yeah, okay.
But see, why I don't like this culture in America where you have to be clowned for the team you support just because they're like in a rough patch.
The thing about it, bro, it's not even one that, but also I haven't met any Cowboys fans like this. People say Cowboys fans are obnoxious, like, oh, every year we think it's our year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm realistic. It's only been about 3 years since I've been old enough to understand football where I really thought, okay, we really got a shot for real.
Yeah.
2014, the year Dez made the catch that they didn't call a catch. it became a catch 6 months later, but that's neither here nor there.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yeah. Dak and Zeke's rookie year, and probably a third year. First year we got Amari.
Yeah. Fair. And I'm a realistic Blazer fan. I didn't think we were going to make the Western Conference Finals a couple years ago. One of my best moments of my life when I saw us go to the Western Conference and get swept. Oh, my God. The joy I had on my face.
Bro, I know we've been talking about basketball a lot. Just last thing before we segue. Looking back on it, the amount of times I've laughed and don't get me wrong, it was a huge moment because it had been like 10 years since I got out the first round. When Dame hit that buzzer beater over Shannon Parsons, the fact that y'all had confetti coming.
Come on.
Grip City!
How long has that confetti been up there?
Yeah, bro.
They're like, we're never going to use this for a championship. Push the button, Ricky.
Exactly.
That's hilarious.
I will say this. I remember that moment, too, because I was talking the maddest shit. I was like, ah! And then he bit that corner. I said, no! I actually think I broke a lamp. Well, not because I was punching a lamp. I was like in such a disbelief.
It's going crazy.
I said, Jesus Christ. And then they made it a goddamn commercial.
Come on, that's good. I ended up on Blazer Twitter because of that moment.
I swear.
Yeah, they wanted a compilation of people's reaction. I got on that compilation.
Look at you,
Okay.
superstar.
A superstar. Yeah. Whatever. We can change. We've been on way more basketball than I thought.
I was going to say, I didn't want to be a stickler, but my thing is, we have our guests. Our guests, this is where,
we love talking about basketball, so yeah.
exactly. We love talking about basketball. And then on top of that,
Our goddamn show.
it's literally, actually, the last few shows we have been talking about basketball heavy.
Yeah.
I will just say this. We are not a sports podcast, but sports, what I feel like what a lot of people don't understand, and I actually was actually talking to someone, I can't say the context of who I was talking to, but sports and arts is literally a human outlet. And you don't have to be an analyst to, express it, because that's what we do. That's another form of expressing yourself through art. Yep. And I feel like when it comes to sports and people having a take or anything like that, we're obviously the person who's in his mom's basement and really doesn't know anything and just studies hoops, that's his outlet to be this is why Russ is playing bad. Not saying he can't have a critique. Obviously how you say it matters, but it's kind of this is what gives this person life.
Yeah.
So actually, I was going to cut in, and I was like, fuck it. And I was like, we need to talk about this. But that's why I was like, it is what it is. So I'm cool with this. And it was just natural.
All right.
So no, you blessed us with some things. Now I got some ammunition for when Russ is out of,
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think this is actually a pretty good segue to kind of talking a little bit more about you. And one of the reasons why I kind of wanted to have you on is, unfortunately, and I do have to say this because it actually kind of hasn't stopped. But when it comes to a lot of the shootings and things that are going on, we kind of talked about in our last show about how things unfolded with the Uvalde shooting. I'm pretty sure you saw new stuff now. But one of the things because you give back to the community, and one of the definitely things that I know about you is that you work with and I'm butchering this. I think I'm butchering a proper organization, but you work with different youth and different people about gun use and not gun control, but getting guns out of not the community, but I'm butchering it.
No, I could.
Please save me.
Yeah, I got.
Please save me.
So actually, my uncle, one of my mentors, Royal Harris. He has a nonprofit organization that he started, and it's really just a movement. It's called March Against Murder.
There we go.
And it kind of is just a community call out to get people to come out to try to bring some awareness around all the stuff that's happening in our community related to gun violence, and trying to create a space to have those conversations that we can have issues and it not leading to us always needing to pop a trunk or all right, hey Cuddy, I need you to grab that for me real quick. And a lot of that stuff just comes from folks not knowing how to have conflict resolution skills, and that's a lot of stuff he does on the side as far as just his contract work. But yes, philanthropy has always been a big part of my life, and just being who my grandfather was here in this city, even at a young age, I would go to like gang task force meetings or neighborhood association meetings. And like as I got older, like I've sat on about like 2 or 3 boards with the city before, working for Multnomah County Health Department. I do a lot of work within the community as well as being involved with stuff like SEI, Big Brother, Little Brother programs and stuff like that. And I had a nonprofit rather that I used to help out with back when I was in school doing similar work. So it's a big thing for me personally.
So I like hearing the things that are kind of going on, even though it's not like our community. Well, it is a bit of our own community issue, but like hearing all like the things about like gun control, gun reform, and everything in between. What kind of has this been like a conversation that's been had a lot about between you and everyone? Like, what do you think could potentially fix the issue when it comes to solving this?
Yeah, honestly, bro, like in an immediate sense, it's hard to have a clear, like direct answer. Long term, rather, I think really what needs to happen more than anything is just government pouring more resources into communities to give folks more outlets. When I'm not to sound cliche, but when kids, and as far as like stuff happening within our own community, not necessarily like police involved shootings or anything like that, 'cause that's like a whole different topic. But like,
very true.
when people are busy, they don't necessarily have time to get into bullshit or having workshop sessions or just like big homies or whatever to teach people how to deal with some of these issues. And a lot of stuff can be handled in other matters. They just don't know how to get to that point.
And I was curious. So I'm assuming you work a lot with like youth, right?
Yeah.
What have you found is like the best way to really connect with youth nowadays?
Honestly, bro, like just like coming to the table and not appearing as though like you have all the answers. 'Cause I think that's where a lot of people F up in this city. I mean, Rob, like y'all both being from here, and especially like you being part of the Black community as well. Like it's a very close knit community, but a lot of times, at least maybe it's just my experience as well. Folks that are older than me are like try to play gatekeeper with a lot of stuff, and it feels though like they got all the answers, and like I'm young, so you just like need to shut up and like just take my lead, and not coming to the table as if I'm your peer or we can have a solid relationship, or whatever have you. So like just like connecting with kids and letting them know like I'm kind of older. I'm like 20. I'm 26, going on 27 now, but like I still listen, little baby. I'm not like some old head that you can't connect with. You know what I mean? So like as you like form those relationships, like you become an outlet and like a source for them to like talk to on a multitude of stuff, whether it's it's life, it's sports, it's relationships, or whatever have you. So
Yeah, awesome.
I 110% agree with that. I think I kind of knew that at a very like young age because like I've always been in like Upper Bound and working with kids, like reading books, gardening things with them and things like that. I'm just thinking of all the multitude of things, and like I know a lot of like work I did, I felt like I was really successful with is just like meeting the kids where they're at, and like if a kid truly like really needs me, then me like feeling that need, and like I agree with you 1,010% because I don't know how many kids where I was kind of like,
shameless plug right now too. Let me shout out my boy Lakiana. He runs Word is Bond PDX. They're actually a great nonprofit program. Let's just give it a round.
Shout out.
Yeah, so Lakiana, he works with young men in the city, and same thing from like conversations about like knowing your rights as it relates to like police interactions and just carrying yourself as better men and like preparing you for life after high school. I'd almost say like he's doing a lot of work that some organizations that have been here historically haven't necessarily found ways to fill those gaps. It's at a smaller level, but he's reaching out to kids all across the city, not just like, okay, I got this niche pocket of people in North Portland, know like the numbers, or Northeast or whatever have you. So yeah, shout out to my boys for real.
Awesome.
wow, please more.
Yeah,
If-
you mean
if
like
it-
about like what he does?
Yeah, yes.
I mean, like even like the work I've done with him, bro. Like when I first met him, actually, it was at where was it at? This dude we both know, Sam Sachs. He's like a family friend. He runs this dinner that he has like once a month where police and community can come in, just try to have conversations to kind of break down those silos with like, okay, like I'm a police officer, but like I'm still a person, and kind of break the ice. Because a lot of people are like, okay, like you 12, or like you the pigs, I can't fuck with you, or whatever have you. Which I understand, because there's a lot of stuff that happens that's like negative in that aspect. But I met Lakiana at that no hate zone dinner. We ended up working on one of the committees I was on with the city, and we just kind of developed a rapport from there. And since then, like the stuff I've done with Word is Bond is really just like in the mentorship space. So like he'll have like mentorship, I guess like nights, you could say, almost. So like some of the stuff I've done with like some of his kids, or anything from like going to a Blazer game. And for a lot of these kids, this might be the only time they get to go to one. And we'll have like some pretty good damn seats donated. We're in the 100 level section. For us, like growing up, bro, like we in nosebleeds, looking down like, damn, is that Rashid? Type shit. Or like even exposing them to different stuff, like a tour of the Portland Art Museum, or going to a play at Portland Playhouse. And it may not even be stuff that they necessarily F with, or even it connects with them right there in that moment. But that's stuff you can look back on years later down the road, like, okay, like, I'm glad I had the opportunity to do X, Y, Z. And like me, myself, that stuff I would do through pre-PS. And I thought it was corny then. Now, I like going to plays. I almost like going to plays. It depends on what it is more than movies. I know.
Okay. Culture.
Very fun.
Oh, we got young thespian over here.
Yeah, try to, bro. Kind of like between that, got a membership at the Portland Art Museum. I don't know. Like when I was in college, like the back end of my years, I just really got into like photography and like the whole art scene. I'm not a artist myself, but I have a like deep appreciation for it.
Very cool. Very cool.
I'm curious when it comes to working with all these organizations, when it comes to, we'll just say being a black man, like working with, or not, I shouldn't say working with, but like having and being in situations where you're talking to police and things like that. Do you feel some type of way when you're working or talking with police? Because, when we are in the community, we have the balance of we have the good interactions, and sometimes, they're not. Has everyone ever like pressed you like, oh, you with 12, I can't talk to you because you're associated like that?
Yeah. Honestly, bro, I can't say like I have had anybody press me, because like even though like, bro, I'm from Northeast, like everybody got their own ties and stuff, but niggas know I'm a corporate nigga, not to sound like corny or whatever.
Okay,
like,
throw
bro,
the
like,
C's. Throw them C's, okay.
Like I'm a 9-to-5er, bro. Like I ain't got no shame with that. I make pretty good money for myself.
This is robbery happening, I'm telling.
Yeah, no, on a serious note though, bro, like no, I mean it's something internally that I would worry about at times, but eventually I got to a point where, why not me? And like, if not me, when I look around the room, who else is going to like have those conversations? And when I come to those tables, like I'm real upfront with whoever. Like the first time I actually had like a direct police interaction, even as a young man, I'll never forget. I didn't tell my parents this till I got older, but I'll never forget it to this day. So the McDonald's on MLK in Columbia?
Kind of.
Yeah. Right in the Northeast or whatever.
Yeah.
All right, so.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. Like right at the intersection, bro. So I just got my license. I'm a fresh 16. I might have had my license for 2 weeks, 3 at the most. I'm pulling out of that McDonald's, and I think I maybe got like a not Frosty, but like a
McFlurry.
A McFlurry, whatever. Yeah, a McFlurry. I said everything in the world, but
It's okay. It's okay.
One of them shits. But yeah, McFlurry and a medium fry, because I was just like hungry and I just needed a quick snack, and it was the summertime. So I pull off. I live probably 5 minutes away from there. I got maybe a block. All ours, like police sirens. They pulled me over and said my car fit the description of a car that was involved with the armed robbery in Beaverton 20 minutes ago. Now, you know where that's at.
I know where Beaverton is.
How the hell am I getting from Beaverton, stopping there? And even if I rob somebody, why the hell would I stop and say, oh, I need a McFlurry on the way home? Yeah. It's like, I had like a... I'm joking about this now, but like,
I'm laughing at this trauma.
I'm joking about this now, but like, I had like you remember that scene with Trey and Boys in the Hood?
Which one?
Where he gets pulled over by the police and he's like, "You from Crenshaw Mafia?" Yeah, that more or less happened to me right then and there.
Oh, he just pulled.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
No, wow.
But at 16, I didn't know how to have that conversation. I was just like kind of shook or whatever. So I didn't tell my parents, and like I knew how my dad would like carry it, just being a man. So I was like, I bottled that up. So that kind of like stuck with me for a while. So like, I have like different experiences like that, but I've also had some experiences where cops have been cool, and so it's just like finding a balance and like knowing like whatever I do, people gonna have some complaints either way. So I just gotta stay true to myself.
Mm.
Sorry if I made the mood like
No,
that was a good story.
No.
Yeah.
I think it takes moments like this, sharing this, where it's like having a balance. Where I think this is kind of going back to the point of like, even though we were just talking about sports for a bit, right? There's still a point of just like having a space of like whatever happens, having the context. The context is like, this is what it's about. I feel like a lot of people struggle with the context of like, yo, there are a system where we should be respecting our police. But there's also a system of, this has happened too many times that this is too regular. And it's almost kind of like there can be bad doctors, mediocre doctors, and good doctors. So why can't that spectrum kind of stay? And three things can be true at the same time. You can be a doctor and be horrible. Like, I've had so many people be like, why do you have a license? Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like being able to have those conversations. So it's just so.
And the thing is, bro, like it's not even just like a problem at like the ground level with like say Officer Smith or whatever. Like it's such a systemic issue that's bigger than this individual officer. And like until, I know this might sound kind of radical, but I feel like we need like a people of like our entire system, from like our socioeconomic system to like our political structure, in order for us to get things how they need to be. I don't necessarily like I know it might sound kind of crazy, like I don't have the answers for what that looks like. This clearly isn't working. Like from police interactions to us getting ready to spend $6 a gallon for gas. I mean, these days it's almost cheaper to eat out than it is to get groceries.
Dude, yeah, seriously.
It's just like a lot of stuff right now. You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
Losing on all fronts.
And Costume?
I just think we're in a really rough point right now. I think COVID did a number on that. I think inflation is a reaction to COVID, and that everything happened that in terms of like,
Not the war?
With the Russia? I think it's more COVID than anything, and I think it's because a lot of production stopped during that time in COVID. So I think now like worldwide economies, macroeconomics are just getting back to normal, and it's not quite where it needs to be, and that's why we're seeing like there's like a lag because there was such a stop in production, and where like life went back to normal, but production is like behind several probably like years if we're being honest.
Yeah,
like it's almost impossible to find used cars these days.
Oh, don't get me started on that.
Are you looking?
Part of my career, I sell to automotive dealers. I sell software to automotive dealers. I hear everything every fucking day. They don't have cars.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but everything, yeah. So everything's expensive too.
Mm-hmm.
I guess for me, I appreciate Tay, what you were saying too about like not having the answers. And I think that has to be said more often, because when you get into a room of people who say we don't have the answers, it's not built. It shouldn't be one person to have all the answers, because usually when someone doesn't know, asking for help, truly putting in the space. And I feel like people have to be comfortable with just saying that, because I feel like some people just say stuff just to say stuff.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like,
no, I appreciate that.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I just feel like we've gotten into a space, and I feel like it peaked during the early parts of the pandemic. Everyone needs like a think piece that they have to get off, or like a platform.
What's it talking about?
No, you're funny as hell.
We don't need that.
Crazy as hell. No, but seriously, like in regards to like more like serious issues, like it's just like I don't know. You talking just to hear yourself talk at a certain point. You know what I mean? But unless you want to come to the table to actually make some stuff happen. And it's cool if you don't have the answers, but if you're not willing to put in the efforts, then you don't at the moon.
Yeah, and I think this is something that's like insatiable itch I've been trying to scratch for my entire life. Where like I've watched enough and read enough stories about animes and all this other stuff, and just like literally at the end of it all, people are like, all right, I mean, I fuck with these Tatooine people and all this other shit, but like Darth Vader is really fucking us up, guys. We gotta get this shit together. Can we get this shit together so we can all exclusively just be cool? And it's kind of like compromise. I feel like that's such a foreign language that people just don't even speak about. I don't want Cost to be exactly like me. Life would be boring.
Mm-hmm. So boring.
Yeah, certainly.
Random tangent. Did you watch Obi-Wan?
Bro, Obi-Wan maybe kind of the very first episode, I have less respect for him.
Why is that?
Because, wait, are you on episode 2?
I'm on I watched episode 3 last week. I need to watch 4 tonight.
Are you watching?
I haven't watched it yet. I refuse to give Mickey Mouse any more money.
Hey, that's real, because they've actually ruined the film industry.
They have genuinely ruined it. They are the Walmart of...
Wow. Wow. The people that gave us Coco, come on.
Coco was fire.
Coco
was fire. The thing is, bro, like it's certain stuff, and it's why I'm more of a DC guy than Marvel.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you.
I know it's not the popular thing to say in America.
You're right. It's not the
but
popular
I don't
thing.
like dad jokes, and not everything needs to be family friendly. Like you've seen Logan.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
That's
so
a fire
good.
movie. The X-Men are not supposed to be like some characters are, but Wolverine is not supposed to be family friendly.
And there's not supposed to be a comic relief like every like 10 minutes.
Like Thor, like the entire
Dude, they ruined the whole. Especially if you grew up watching DC like animated series, they're so good. Like Justice League back in the day, like
Fire.
2008, 2010. If you watch that, way better than any Marvel movie today. I'm sorry,
Exactly.
like
Oh, you finally found a friend.
And they're just pumping out content at this point. Like not everything needs to have its own miniseries television show to stream more eyes to your app.
Yeah.
Which you're trying to get off the ground. Which I mean, I still like because I get to watch some of my old school stuff. But it's like I see the long play with this. Like now they're just pushing out movies just for the sake of being able to make another Billy, which I get as a business. My bottom line is all I'm worried about. And if I could keep on serving you a Happy Meal and you're still going to buy it for $10, why the hell wouldn't I do it?
I refuse to take this blatant disrespect as a Marvel fan.
Tell me you couldn't have cut out at least a third of Endgame.
Actually, no. Which one? No.
What of consequence happened within that first hour and 15 minutes?
Oh, we're
going down.
And I've timed that. I'm not just talking about my ass. I timed this.
He timed it.
You have a lot of time. Anywho, I'll just say this. As a person who enjoyed, are you talking about Endgame before the snap, right? Or after the snap?
That's after.
After, okay. I just want to make sure. The very first hour is as a movie. Stop. As a moviegoer.
Let's see how your girl steps out of this.
Oh yeah. I'm about to look at the shit out of this. I'm going to be on the line too.
All right.
As a moviegoer, how many times do you go to a movie and there are no consequences? The consequences is like, oh yeah, we make it at the end, bring out the black music. Oh, here we go again. It is.
No, it is, bro. Like,
it is.
And the best part reason why I don't like Tyler Perry movies like that. But
I'm laughing at 10 different things. The Monique shit. But anywho, I'm just saying, when you go to a movie, there are not a lot of movies where there are consequences that are felt by the characters. We usually get that at the beginning. We ended the movies being like, Thanos being like, all right, niggas. I mean, yeah, all right, niggas, we done. And then we started, Captain America is literally at a self-help group being like
AA session almost.
AA session, like, man, I fucked it up. Thor has a gut. Like, you really get to see, I feel like for the original Avenger cast, that hour is needed to be felt that, we're not just going to, all right, we're not going to just get a friendship power up and then power through. They had real problems.
Which is fine. It didn't need to be an hour.
It definitely needs to be an hour. How many times have we watched a Captain America movie and he's just literally being like, all right, I'm Captain America, I'm going to throw my shield. There was no real, character development.
So now you understand what my gripe is with Marvel.
What are you talking about? There was character development.
No, within that movie, but you just said.
Time out. No one makes me spin on my own show. Time out.
You see, I let him with the right to get him with the.
That was good. That was
Time
good.
out. That was coming. What the fuck you did there? Captain America movies have been trash.
Whoa.
I will say this:
Winter Soldier is one of the best movies they've ever put out.
the very first Captain America was trash. Which one I was referencing? Not that one.
Okay.
So let's start there. Yeah, he's trying to get me, but I bring it back. Doctor Strange, a mid-average Marvel movie. It's okay.
You do realize these are like staples. So like
That's the thing. That's the
There's
thing.
no like all the staples are mid.
That's my problem with Marvel is nothing matters until Endgame, Part 1 and 2.
No, it doesn't. Black Panther was great. Ant-Man and the Wasp were great.
They're
Ant-Man
all
was
just
great.
pillars.
Okay, what's his name? Homeboy. Oh, stop. Some of the early Marvel
they
movies
don't
besides-
stand on their own.
Let me ask you this, Rob. All right. Could you have went to Infinity War? I need you to be like honest.
I'm gonna be honest.
If somebody who isn't like an avid Marvel fan,
I'm gonna be honest.
could you have went to Infinity War straight to Endgame without watching Captain Marvel and still understood the storyline?
Time out. Captain Marvel, that movie. Time out. That's not fair. That's not.
I just asked you a question, bro.
Captain
That was a yes or no question.
Captain Marvel was a great movie for women, and it was
Shut up.
It was needed to be put out. But
Just
the
answer
answer,
the question.
to answer his question,
Yes.
you know, let's see that one.
And that's my problem with this. Like they feed it like this has to be like some sequence thing, like Star Wars or something.
No. I took my friend to go see, what's the first, Infinity War?
Yeah.
My friend Roz, who's been on the podcast, doesn't watch Marvel. He enjoyed the movie.
Okay, great.
But that proves the point that you don't have to watch 3 Thor movies and 5 Hulk movies and 6
But it's
Iron
great.
Man
But
movies.
it's great because it's very inviting to a wide range of audiences.
Yeah.
You're gonna get some action. You're gonna get a couple dad jokes. You're gonna get.
It's a good 7 out of 10 series.
Yeah.
Yeah, you found your little
It's
partner
like
in
a
crime.
good PB&J, bro. You can't go wrong with PB&J.
No, you can't go wrong with it, but
I'm
it's not gonna.
disgusted with
It's not a Daniel Day-Lewis performance that's gonna blow me away.
Okay.
It's not.
Okay. All
not
right.
a
DC.
memento.
Besides, and we're taking all of the Dark Knights out. Riddle me this: that Batman. I haven't seen it. 3 hours worth of trash.
Wait, you just said you haven't
I'm
seen
just
it.
You
letting
say
know.
you haven't
I know.
seen it,
I
3
know.
hours of trash.
It's 3 hours worth of trash.
That movie's better than any Marvel movie.
It is.
Wow, y'all really
I'm not gonna hold
smoking
you, bro.
that crap.
No.
Y'all having that vampire Batman.
Wait.
I mean,
To
wow,
get a real sense of like your taste, Batman or Superman.
Batman.
Batman.
I would say don't be a weirdo. All right.
Of course, I'm gonna take Batman. Fuck Superman.
All right, yeah. All right, so you real. Yeah, Batman, like, I don't understand how people could, like, say Superman. Like, my grandpa, he's a huge Superman fan. Like, as far as just, like, the powers he has, it's great. But, like, his storyline is so boring to me with all his movies. His villains have no real...
It's a reason it's never hit.
Yeah.
The movie's never hit. He has no weakness.
Yeah.
Teen
There's
Titans
no
is the best, one of the best.
Teen
DC
Titans is
thing.
special.
Teen Titans is one of the
Bro,
best
fire,
series
bro.
that DC's ever made.
That is DC.
Bro, the new Joker. Did you like Joker?
I did like the new Joker. Yeah.
To me, it was fire. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
There ain't Heath Ledger, but you know.
Yeah.
Still,
I mean, it was
that's
a
still DC.
Yeah, and it's a different like spin on that character. It was an origin story, so like
It's an origin story and it's a different mindset too. The
Yeah.
Joker's been redone 10 times, different ways.
You know, today's show's a special place in my heart because I had a guest try to try me on my own fucking show. He tried to get me. I had to really think about this. I was like, not today. But before we shake a tail feather, one of the other reasons why I kind of brought you in here, we'll spend like maybe 5-6 minutes on this,
right, bro.
is one of the things is we try to have guests who have balanced perspectives on a lot of different things. When I mean balanced perspectives, is obviously on clearly like DC, so you're a balanced guy. You know, you like the Celtics, ain't KD, but yeah. The reason why I bring this up is when we kind of live in a society of we want it now. Like we get on Instagram, we say we want that. And what we're talking about in relationships. And I kind of want to just ask from you when it comes from a male's perspective, because we have all this masculine energy in here. Something kind of came up on the internet that I feel like it's really dope for us men to talk about. And it's talking about, actually, I'll pull it up. It's talking about masculinity. Sorry, but I want to get the exact verbiage of it because I think it'd be very important. It is called, 1 second. Of course, it's loading slow.
It's always when you need something.
Always.
I told you to get rid of cricket.
You know what? I'm gonna let that one ride.
That
Get
Metro.
rid of cricket.
That Metro PCS.
Metro PCS.
Yes.
That's my boy.
Mhm. Metro PCS, huh? No, where's it at? It should be coming up. I fucking hate that he's cut. I don't have cricket, folks. I might cut some of this shit out. I can't fucking find this. This bothers the fuck out of me that he's fucking winning. He's kind of right. I don't have Metro. Why the fuck is this not? I just saved this. Fuck it. I'm just gonna go off memory.
All right, word. You know, freestyle it.
We'll freestyle it. So until I find the correct thing, but it was kind of talking about toxic positivity and then true masculinity, and it was talking about how toxic masculinity and bringing up all these different things of like, you know, what we can say is toxically masculine, following a female, not being able to catcalling, not being able to control your emotions. And I guess I kind of want to talk with you guys when it comes to like true masculinity. What do you all think is truly masculine as when it comes to guys?
Okay.
As I find this,
In terms of like a relationship, I think there's like a fine balance between like courting a woman versus some of the overt stuff that y'all were talking about, like catcalling or like, I mean, like when I went to college in New Orleans, like it wasn't crazy for me to see a guy like grab a woman just by like her neck or like by her like wrist or whatever, like, hey, say red, let me holler at you types.
Wait, say that again?
Like it wasn't crazy for me to be like out of a club or just on a block and see a man like grab a woman by either by her wrist or by her neck, like, hey, say here, come here a little bit.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I mean they're super aggressive, but like culturally, like I'm not. Of course, I can't say all women like that, but like it is more accepted down there because that's how women and men seem to interact. But like as far as like courting women, I think there's like an approach that you should have. Like of course, like be aggressive, but there's a fine line between that as far as like having confidence versus like being overly aggressive, not picking up like social cues, like okay, like she's not fucking with me or whatever have you. I know there's like a lot of conversations. I want to get y'all perspective on this. Like, is it masculine or like are you like exuding big dick energy? And if you like say you dating a woman, right? She moves in together with you. Yeah. How does your mortgage or rent get paid?
Let me tell you, I ain't got no problem saying this. I'm about to come here a little bit. At the end of the month, I'm gonna need either a third or a half of something. Because look here, I'm not Future. I'm not Young Slime. I'm not Slime Lord. I'm a realistic nigga. And realistic nigga gets his bills paid. Yeah. And if you were living with me, obviously, if we're in a relationship, right? If we're in a full-blown relationship, we're trying to build together. So not to go on a large tangent, but like if we're shacking up together, obviously, I think for me, it wouldn't be exactly 50-50, but like she's paying a good portion. I'll say, I'll be honest, 60-40. I'll throw it out there.
I'll do it by salary.
No, that's more feasible. Like, for real.
That's what my sister does with her fiance. They pay by salary.
Yeah, no, I completely feel that because I would feel corny if I got to like to the point I'm whatever. If I got to a point where I was making like in the upward like 6-figure range, and me and my partner are say living together, and I know I'm not wanting to tie in roots here, so I haven't bought a house. I'm not gonna make her go 50-50 with me if she's making $40K a year. That just like I would feel like a dickhead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why I went like the whole. That's why for me at least, that's why I said the 60-40 thing, because obviously love how you said that. The salary, I feel like that makes a difference, and I feel like what a lot of people bring compromise back to this get that mixed up, where it's kind of like what makes sense to your situation. If your chick is making more, like if my chick is making more than me, that doesn't bother me whatsoever. I'm just kind of like, all right, how do I fit into our relationship puzzle?
I'll do the laundry. I'll do the dishes.
And here's my thing with this, and it's like kind of why while it is like player to me, like if I get to the point where I'm able to just like handle everything.
Yeah.
Right now, just like knowing my situation and like I still make pretty good money for my age or whatever have you. It's hard for me to just like buy into a concept that like I'm more or less like financing anybody that I date, only because, you know, I'm a grown man now. I cook pretty damn well. I do my laundry. I do X, Y, Z, and people like bots in these like gender roles of relationship or like how men or women are supposed to interact or like what their responsibilities are. If I'm doing all that now, then like nothing's getting lessened off my plate. So on the other end, it's hard for me to like understand like what's the need here. Like it's almost like I'm taking care of a child at that point, and that's what I don't want.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
And I would hope on the other end of the spectrum, she wouldn't want to just be doing my laundry or whatever have you. You know what I mean?
No,
Yeah.
I think for like me, like the it just goes back to the how do we make this work? And if it makes it work that I bring all the cash and you do all the domesticated work, that's how it works for us. And like when people have these podcasts or shows and they talk about where a 6-figure man has to do this, or you know, or bad bitch has to do this. I'm just kind of like, if that works for your relationship, and then I feel like, and just kind of going back to what Sam was talking about, like people get that highlight stuck into your head where it's kind of like it has to be like this. I'm like, no, like I've known so many people to survive just doing what works for them, and I think that's the poison that is in our movies, the poison that's in our books, where it's kind of like, why I love a good love. Actually, I've actually never said this on the show. I like a good like romance movie. Like I will sit down and fuck with a good romance movie.
What's your favorite?
I know the answer.
What's your favorite? No, not all the time, but like recently. Like, what's your favorite recently?
Oh, recently. I don't know recently.
No,
All
go ahead.
time. It's Hitch.
No,
It's not Hitch.
it's an anime, but I'll give you that. I'll give you that one.
Thank you.
All right, so what is it?
Oh, it's Eureka 7.
Eureka 7. I should have known that one.
Yeah,
that's
I
all he
live
talks
like
about,
one of my kids' middle names will come from that show. It's that good. And I would say we'll say more mainstream.
Yeah.
I would say Crazy Stupid Love.
That's a pretty good one. You ever seen what is that movie? Jesus.
Or The Terminal.
I'm drawing a blank right now. Real Love or Really Love. I want to say it came out last year. Check it out. It's on Netflix. It's more or less like a middle class, like upper middle class woman. She just graduated law school, or I think she's like in her last year of law school, whatever have you. She meets this other gentleman who is like an aspiring artist. They're both from DC, and their like worlds just kind of like clash, and stuff kind of just like spirals out from there. It's pretty. It almost gives you like Love Jones type of vibes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, like you've seen the Photograph
No.
as well. I'll check that one out too. Issa Rae's in it, and then
Issa.
Lakeith Stanfield's.
That one.
Yeah.
Was that actually good?
It was good. It was solid, bro.
Okay.
I'm not gonna hold you. The soundtrack was fire.
Okay.
The soundtrack was fire. Yeah, no. And also, I might have a certain affinity to it just because like New Orleans is like my second home, and part of the movie is based out of that. Yeah.
Okay.
You seen Love Jones before?
He's asking you.
You seen Love Jones before?
Parts of it.
Parts of it.
Not fully. It's you know how like certain shows like you grew up like The Wood, right?
Yeah.
Or like I've watched The Wood like so many times through, or Boys in the Hood through.
Yeah.
Love Jones for me was like growing up where it's like it was on TV. I was like, oh, I caught this for a little bit, and then it's like for me because like I would say over the times I've changed like how I've been taking in movies. I need to sit down and not just put the pieces from what I've watched. I need to sit down and watch it all the way through,
All right.
from front to back.
So if I can't do it with that, then you seen this show that used to be on BT called The Game?
Yes.
All right. Who was the more toxic one in their relationship?
You remember The Game? Okay. It was Melanie. Girl Melanie. Girl Melanie, get the fuck up out of here.
Bro. Not to even sound like some overly like toxic masculinity shit, but like she went out with dudes ops from college, had him looking crazy to the paparazzi. What she like DNA test his son. It was just like multitude of stuff. I was like, bro, like if we like really like putting this on the score sheet, it's no way in hell you could say this is even the same.
So I have to ask you, when it comes to bringing costs into the fold too as well, we're just kind of like with that situation. What do you feel was true masculinity from that character? How do you feel like he handled it? Do you feel like that is something that dudes should always exude when they're faced with difficult situations when it comes to their partners?
Yeah.
What about how Derwin handled that situation was true masculinity in your opinion?
As far as her testing his son?
Testing his son?
Or just in general with their
just in
relationship?
general.
And see, there's like a fine balance with their relationship, and I think it can kind of get this way with any, as far as like playing the provider, but you can do that, and that's a form of, I guess, like positive masculinity. But when you're like tunneling like someone's like life trajectory, like, okay, like if I want to go to, say, a school on the East Coast, but I'm making my own sacrifices because of your football career on the West Coast, that's where things can kind of sticky in a sense. Holding money over someone's head, or like making them feel as though that they have to do X, Y, Z when this is something you're voluntarily asking or providing to me as well. Ways I think he was like a positive influence in their relationship is more so just like once they got reconciled or whatever have you, just being a good partner, a better friend as she was like dealing with stuff with her parents or whatever have you. Paying for her books through school, even though I think she like ended up turning it down and they ended up getting married. But
All right. And cost the rounds for like third base when it comes to like true masculinity versus positive true masculinity versus or positive or toxic masculinity. What do you think, or what do you think as dudes that we should be bringing to the table for relationships, for upward mobility in careers? What are your thoughts on that?
My view may be a little bit more traditional when I say it, but I think true masculinity is being like a protector, and not just physically, but emotionally as well. And I think more of like a father figure, like being able to protect your kids from certain situations or for certain mindsets and from certain, I'd say predicaments. I think that's true masculinity in my opinion, being the bigger man in that situation and knowing, how to make someone better in that way, protecting them.
It's crazy too that you say this, bro. Like, I feel as though when you're able to exude that, you kind of take on like the safe space in your house. And it might just be because my dad coached me in basketball when I was younger. Most coaches that I know tend to be pretty good head of households within their own home, because if you can like cultivate and lead a group of people, some of those skills are kind of like transferable into the relationships and dynamics you might have within your home or whatever have you. But I think like a big part of it is just like being that protector. I think it can be like a fine balance between like not feeling as though the weight of the world is on your shoulders all the time, but I know like in the face of like any adversity we're going through as a family, like my dad was like always a person I know I could turn to, or like if I need to talk about something, or like XYZ's happening, it's everybody, the world could be going crazy around him, my dad was always going to stay solid.
Exactly.
I think one thing I kind of want to add on, and then I feel like this is an ongoing thing I kind of want to like have with just the guys I have on the show, because it looks differently, because we always talk about toxic masculinity, but I feel like, because I'm not trying to say we're a counter podcast, but we never really talking about things that we want to carry forward as guys, being like, oh, this is dope to like have that conversation, is I think something that as guys we should be facilitating is trials. And I say trials and not tests is because I feel like all people, we test people, where I'm like, all right, let me see. Like if you go on a date, I feel like a lot of people try to test people. Like, all right, what if this person, is she going to say this or he's going to do this? But I feel like as a courtesy when it comes to manhood, there's a lot of trials you go through, being like, let me just put this good energy forward and see what this, young man is going to do. Not holding it against him, but like, this is a trial, because if you're able to see and look past this, where I'm like, I don't need to go go to this person's level, that is a trial. And that builds the community of like, that's the type of dudes you want to be around. Because my thing is, I'm about to blow y'all minds. How many times we say it's refreshing being around good dudes? When we say that, because there's a lot of places where y'all just know like, these dudes is wild.
Yeah.
These dudes is wild because they're trying to be something that they're not. They're testing, they're pissing, and I'm just kind of like, when you're around good dudes, you can just let your hair down. You can be like, man, I didn't do this, or this happened to me. And that is the trial that I feel like as good men, good fellowship is something that I want to just, talk about, something that I want to move forward when it comes to positive masculinity, because I want to be around more good dudes like you. You shamelessly plugged to be like, hey, before this season show started, you're like, hey, I got a situation for you. When you rolling down with solid dudes, I know when I'm not in the room, you're speaking volumes. And that's what I'm talking about. I feel like there's not a lot of that going on. And I was saying moving from testing to having trials and fellowship with dudes. So, because being a man is a trial that you have to go through because it's different from being a boy.
Yeah.
So,
Facts. No,
I like that.
Last question for y'all. I know I'm want to be interviewed.
no.
At what age would you say you realistically like felt like a man?
Oof.
Damn.
Oh man. So I guess background. I'm only 24.
Okay.
I'd say maybe around like 22, maybe 23.
I'm gonna be ultra honest with you.
Yeah.
I felt like I truly. I'm gonna answer straight up, but I feel like I have to explain two things. I feel like I was truly a man at 28. When I was 28, but my brother brought this up, and I actually flamed him on the podcast for this, where he was kind of like, men go through like two puberties between like 20 and like 30, and he actually was fucking right. Where like I felt like at 25, and I was already a solid dude. Once I got to 28, I learned some stuff where like I was like, I don't need to give that my energy. And I think that's when I fully knew I was a true man.
Yeah, I'll say for me, like, it's kind of similar. I say around like 24. Like, I'm going on 27 now, but 24 was on the age. Like, I just noticed my like interest in life started to change a little bit. Also, another thing, knowing what to and what not to give my energy towards. Like, if it's like even a small interaction online, or like somebody looking at me sideways in the club or whatever have you, and just knowing how to like navigate those situations before like they get out of hand or whatever. Also, I think like at that age, you just like come into your own as a person. Like you really don't know. Like I hate that we label like 18-year-olds like, okay, like you grown, like you adult. You were a kid from 18 to 21. Like unless, and there's no disrespect to anybody who like may have had kids that young, that will grow you up a lot. But for the most part, with the people I know, hell, you still joking around about like dumb shit at that age. I mean, I'm not to sound like stuck like my nose in the air, but like I'll joke around now, but like the way you are back then, you really realize like the gravity of life and like how everything ain't promised tomorrow. So like you just move a little different.
No, and I think that's what I had to like understand. Where I think I just come from a sense of like I knew shit about life growing up, and it's about just being able to expand that radius and having more people around. And I think like the crazy thing that kind of just hits me when you were just saying that is like truly like it's not being a man lets things roll off your back. Being a man is being like confident in what you do, and like in so many ways, I think that's why I gravitated towards you early in my career, because he was like.
He was my peer mentor.
I was his peer mentor growing up.
That's crazy.
So I was getting my bachelor's, he's getting his master's.
And like he had so much confidence with himself of like, this is what I do. Like on the back of my computer, Pokemon. I think being a manhood and masculinity comes from you unapologetically being yourself, but also being able to listen and bring in fellowship of others, because you're an expert and I don't need to do anything else. He's an expert, you're an expert. And I think that is a combination of like, I don't have to lead the room from the front. I think that's something that, yeah. So, Yo, this was a interesting little show today.
Definitely.
We became a sports podcast. We became a lot of different things, but one of the things stayed the same is we keep it real and we play no games. And I want to say, my man, this was your forte, Perdón. I'm sorry. I had to get off the horrible pun before we go. Yeah. I want to say thank you for coming through, my man. Thank you for blessing us with, one, who you are and what I know you are to be and what more you are becoming. Thank you.
Appreciate that, bro.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on. Yeah, that was awesome.
Thank you. And a lot of people don't get that with like my usernames on like Instagram or whatever have you. I'm like, all right, maybe it's just we get each other. Yeah.
We actually do. You actually are one of my, if I had a top 5 MySpace when it comes to like hilarious things, he gets me. And I'm the one of the people that bookmark your shit because you're hilarious. It's me. It's not a female. Anywho, if you like what we're doing,
this was crazy.
If you like what we're doing, please follow us. Oh, actually, bless us with your socials. Yeah.
Once again, that's My Forte on Instagram and then My Forte _on Twitter. That's it.
Actually,
one more thing. My Forte on TikTok as well. I'm about to try to become like a curator of social spaces that people don't necessarily go to on a regular here, whether it be like cocktail lounges, wineries, wine lounges, and then good eats around the city. I follow Foodie Snitch, but I'm gonna try to take it to like a more cultured type of like lens, just because our people, we don't necessarily branch out to like new spots, so I'm trying to provide that.
I like that. Okay.
Oh, we have to talk. I think we can do some business in the nearest future. If y'all like what he's doing, follow him. All the stuff will be at the bottom. Cost, any church announcements?
Have a good weekend, everyone.
Gosh, I despise you so much.
You don't need to follow me. Go have a good weekend.
Anywho, Moxie Hotel, I'll drop more of that, all that good stuff. But once again, this has been the Play No Games podcast /show, and Weez out.
Probably wondering if I think of you. Sorry, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, for the bag that I never had. Yeah, you probably mad right now. Yeah, I got a 2-piece now. Shit, I think they call them groupies now.